Hello, my name is Daniel Bartholomew Poyser. I'm the Toronto Symphony Orchestra Principal Education Conductor and Community Ambassador, and today you are going to be joining hundreds, maybe thousands of students from all over Ontario learning about the recorder with our flautist, Julie Ranti. She comes from a very musical family. Her father played trumpet with the Orchestre Symphonique de Montréal, and her brother plays bassoon with the Boston Symphony Orchestra. Such a musical family she comes from, and she's such a great teacher. You're going to learn the basics of holding and breathing. You're going to learn about a little bit of reading music, and you're going to learn how to play some really simple songs. So you're going to come away from this lesson learning so much, and you're going to have a great time, and you're going to be started on your way, your musical journey with the recorder. Now, you may have questions at the end of the video, and if you do, you can email us at schoolconcerts@tso.ca, schoolconcerts@tso.ca, and we'll be in touch with you. All right, get ready to work hard, play hard, and have a good time.
Hi everyone, my name's Julie Ranti, and usually I play the flute in the Toronto Symphony Orchestra. But today I am here to talk to you about the recorder. Specifically, the soprano recorder, which is the one that most schools have and the one we will be learning to play today. So the recorder is actually a relative of the flute. You might want to think of the recorder as the flute's great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother. It's probably hundreds of years old, maybe 500 years old, whereas the modern flute is maybe only about 100 years old. And the recorder has many similarities to the flute. Some of the fingerings are the same, some of the other techniques we are going to learn are the same, and it's a great way to get started on playing an instrument when your fingers are little and your lungs are little, so you can start playing the recorder at a relatively young age. I think I started to play the recorder when I was maybe 5 or 6 years old, and I did not start playing the flute until I was 10. Many flute players and other instrumentalists in the orchestra, especially wind players such as oboe, clarinet, bassoon, saxophone, although saxophones aren't usually in the Toronto Symphony, start on the recorder, and then when their fingers and their lungs are a little bit bigger, they can move to another band instrument if they want, and keep playing recorder too, of course. So today I'm going to get you started on playing the recorder. We're going to learn 3 things. We're going to learn the basics of how to get started on playing recorder. We're going to learn just a little bit of how to read some music. And then we're going to learn 3 different songs. We're going to learn the grand finale will be Beethoven's 9th Symphony. Now don't worry, because we're not going to be playing the entire thing, which is an hour long. We're going to learn the Ode to Joy, which happens at the end. And then you will be able to brag to all your friends about how you played Beethoven's 9th Symphony with the flutist from the Toronto Symphony. All right, so I can't wait to get started with you. Let's get started. There are 3 things that we need to learn on the recorder. We need to learn how to hold it, we need to learn how to blow, and we need to learn how to use our tongue. So the first thing is how to hold the recorder. And the most important thing is the left hand goes on top. Which is your left hand? Excuse my back, but if you hold up both of your hands, one of them is making an L, like the letter left. So that is your left hand, and it always goes on the top of recorders. It goes on the top of all the other wind instruments too. When I play the flute, my left hand is on top. Same with saxophone, clarinet, oboe, bassoon. Everybody has their left hand on top. For now, let's just keep our right hand down here on the bottom. Eventually it will go here, but we're not going to be using these fingers today. So if you want, you can just keep your right hand down here to help you hold the recorder. And if you want, you can put it there If you want to put it there, it goes in between these two holes like this. I would recommend just holding it like that to start out first. So that's how we hold it. The thumb goes on the back. There's a hole on the back, and make sure that you're playing with the pad of your thumb and you're not playing with the tip of your thumb or any of your fingers. You always want to put your pads down, not your tips, because you'll cover the holes better if you're using the whole pad of your finger. We'll put the thumb on the back and put your first finger on the first hole. So to blow into the recorder, the main thing to know is don't blow too hard, because if you blow too hard into a recorder, it will make a really ugly sound, which could be good for annoying your little brother or sister, but really not recommended. So gently blow into the recorder, but before you do that, we need to take a big breath in. Kind of like if you're standing on the dock in the summertime and you're about to jump into the lake, you would take a big breath of air into your lungs. Why? Because we don't want to have to breathe too often when we're playing the recorder. So take a big breath in and blow gently into the recorder. And before we do that, I do something called tonguing. So before I blow, I do a silent syllable, t, either a t or a d. So like saying teacup or like saying dog with the tip of my tongue behind my teeth. This is called tonguing, and it makes a nice clean edge to the beginning of each note. So I know this is a lot of information, but let's just go over these steps that I've told you about. We're going to hold our recorder with our left hand on top. For now, we're going to put our thumb on the back hole and our first finger on the first hole. Our right hand will be down at the bottom holding the recorder steady. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, and we're going to blow into our recorder gently. And before we blow, we're going to do the syllable t, so it's going to sound t. And on the recorder, try that with me. 1, 2, ready, blow. Just a few tips. If you're getting some squeaks, it's one of two things. Either your fingers aren't covering the holes all the way, make sure the pads of the fingers are down and that the holes are completely covered, or you could just be blowing too hard. So again, just blow gently. Some instruments, such as the flute, do need a lot of air, but the recorder does not need a lot of air, so blow gently. Let's do it one more time, but I would like you to know that the note you just played is the note B. And on a musical staff, excuse my hand drawing here, but on a musical staff, which is 5 lines, the B is the middle one. And this big round note is called a whole note. We hold it for 4 counts. And then these notes are called quarter notes, and they're 1 count each. And then, of course, this is just like the beginning, another whole note. We'll hold it for 4 counts. So I'm going to play this for you, and I'll count it off, and listen carefully, because then I want you to do it with me after you've heard me play it once. 1, 2, ready, go. So I hope you noticed that I didn't breathe at all. I took a big breath in the beginning here, and I went all the way with no breath. I hope you also noticed that I was tonguing at the beginning of every note, just that silent syllable of t, which makes a nice clean edge. I hope you can get your fingers ready and play this with me. We're going to play it together. So get your right hand holding down the bottom of the recorder, your thumb on the back, first finger down here. Let's play it together. 1, 2, ready, play. That's great. Okay, now we are going to play the next note, which is A. And all we do is put down the next finger. And if we were to look at the note on the musical staff, it is in the space below the B. There's the A. We're going to play the exact same rhythm for this A. We're going to hold the whole note 4 counts, tongue all of these, and hold this whole note for 4 counts. So the A is with your thumb, first finger, second finger. You can hold the recorder down at the bottom like this. And here we go, A. Why don't you play along with me? 1, 2, ready, play. All right, you are ready for the last note that we need to learn before we learn our first song. And the last note we need to learn is the G. You guessed it. Put the next finger down. So now I have my thumb down, first, second, and third finger all down. I'm still holding the recorder down at the bottom. And make sure you have the pads of your fingers covering all of those holes, especially this one. Sometimes this one likes to sneak off a little. It's easy to get a little squeak if you're not putting down that finger exactly on the hole. So the G sounds like that, and it lives on the second line of the staff. So the bottom line is the E, F, and there's the G. We're going to play the same thing that we just played rhythm-wise. We're going to hold the whole note for 4 counts, and then we're going to play quarter notes with nice tonguing. We're not going to breathe for the whole thing, so make sure you get a big breath. So again, hold the recorder at the bottom, thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger. 1, 2, ready, go. Did you hear that squeak? It's because as I was trying to beat, my finger slipped off. So even I do it too. All right. So we've learned our 3 notes. We've learned B, A, and G. And now we're ready to play our first song. So our first song is going to be Hot Cross Buns, which uses the B, the A, and the G that we've just learned. And the easiest way to learn a song is if you can sing it, you can play it. So even though my singing voice really isn't very good, I'm not a singer, let's sing it together first. While we're singing it, we can finger the notes on our recorder. It starts on the B, goes to the A, and then the G. So Hot Cross Buns, singing together, starting on that note, ready, sing. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. So let's just recap these notes. We're going to go B, A, G, B, A, G. And the 1 a penny, 2 a penny is really going to show off your tonguing for me. So if I play it for you, you'll be able to really hear how the tonguing is very effective. I'll play it for you once first. I want you to notice not only the tongue, I'd love for you to also notice where I'm breathing. Because when we're playing a song, again, we don't take a breath between every note. It's kind of like if we were talking, we would never take a breath between every word in the sentence because it would sound ridiculous, right? So it's the same with music. A musical sentence is called a phrase, and normally we take our breaths at the end of the musical sentence or in the middle, maybe after a long note. So I'm going to play Hot Cross Buns for you. Listen closely for the tonguing. Notice where I'm taking my breath, and also you can finger along with me. Hold your recorder down here at the bottom still. I'm starting on the note B, which is the thumb, and the first finger. I'm going to take a nice breath in, and then I'm going to play hot cross buns. Okay, listen closely. Did you notice that I took the breath just in the middle of that song? So let's try to do that together now. Right hand down on the bottom. Get ready with the first note, which is B. So just your thumb and your first finger. Get ready to take a nice, big, deep breath in. 1, 2, ready, go. Yay, you did it. So the next song we are going to learn needs the note D, which is counting from the bottom of the staff, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth line up. That's the note D. And the note D only uses one finger, just the very middle one. So you need to take your thumb off. Again, keep your right hand down at the bottom for stability. No thumb, just the middle finger. Here's D. And we are going to use this note in Mary Had a Little Lamb. So Mary Had a Little Lamb starts on the note B, which of course is the thumb and the first finger. And it goes down to the G, and then it goes up to the D. So let's, again, sing it first, because if you can sing it, you can play it. We're going to sing Mary Had a Little Lamb together, starting on this note, B. And if you want to finger along while we're singing the song, that would be really helpful. So let's sing Mary Had a Little Lamb, starting on the B. Ready, sing. Mary had a little lamb, there's the D. Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. All right, I'm going to play it for you once, and I'd love for you to finger along and keep your right hand down. We're going to start on the B. While you're fingering along, you can sing the words if you want, and really notice my tonguing. Notice where I'm breathing, and finger with me and get that thumb off for the high D. Okay, here's Mary Had a Little Lamb. Let's try it together. So we're starting on the B. Make sure that the pads of your fingers are covering the holes nicely. Make sure you're doing the before every note, the tonguing, to get a nice clean edge on each note. Hold your right hand down at the bottom of your recorder for stability. Take a nice deep breath in. 1, 2, ready, play. Yay, Mary Had a Little Lamb. So before we get to our grand finale, Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, I'd love to tell you about a really terrific method book that I highly recommend you get. It's one that many teachers in schools use, and if you have a method book at home, it's really fun and easy to progress from easy to hard. There's lots of songs you can play along with. It's called the Recorder Resource Kit Student Book by Denise Gagne, and you can either get it online or just try your local music store. If you have a method book, it would really help you in your recorder playing, so highly recommend that. Now, grand finale, Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. We need one more note, and that note is the note C, which is on the 1, 2, 3rd space up from the bottom on our treble clef staff. And the note C is almost like the D. Remember the D, we took the thumb off? The C, we put the thumb back on. So that's the note C. So now, remember, keep your hand down here for stability. Just recapping all the notes we've learned today. G with all the fingers down. A, B, the new note is C, and D, we take our thumb off. So, Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. If you can sing it, you can play it. But what the heck? You probably don't even know how Beethoven's Ninth Symphony Ode to Joy goes. So, I will play it for you first. Then we will sing it together, doing the fingerings, and then we'll play it together at the end. All right, so it's going to start on the note B. I'm going to keep my hand down here for stability. If you can finger along while I'm playing as you're listening, it will help you. I also want you to notice my tonguing, how I'm before every note. And I also like you to notice how I'm taking a big breath in at the beginning, and notice where I take a breath in the middle of the Ode to Joy. All right, so I'm starting on the note B. Get your hands ready to finger along while I'm playing the Ode to Joy from Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. We sing first, naming the letter names and fingering as we sing. So we're going to start on the B. Sing with me. B, B, C, D, D, C, B, A, G, G, A, B, B, A, B, B, C, D, D, C, B, A, G, G, A, B, A, G, G. Let's try playing that together. So, just to recap everything we've learned, you're going to keep your pads of your fingers over the holes, not going to blow too hard, going to tongue before every note. You're going to take a big breath in, and you're going to only breathe when you really need to. All right? Right hand still down here for stability, starting on the note B. Get your thumb right over the hole. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. You have just played Beethoven's Ninth Symphony with a flutist from the Toronto Symphony. Woo! Congratulations. All right, so you've learned quite a bit today. It would be great if you went over and reviewed stuff in this video, and even better if you got a method book and went through the method book on your own and progressed along with the method book. It'd be even better if you did it with friends, because playing music with friends is really a lot of fun. So tonight over dinner, why don't you try to find Beethoven's Ninth Symphony online, on YouTube, somewhere else online, listen to it. You'll hear the Ode to Joy right at the very end. And just in general, listening to music is a great idea, especially if you can listen to live concerts. So it'd be fun if you came to see the Toronto Symphony someday. look down, see me in the middle playing my flute. I won't be playing recorder on stage. I don't think I've ever played recorder on stage in the Toronto Symphony, but I do play the flute. And I hope you've enjoyed the video and keep making music.